Hello, I'm Gino. Welcome to Dazzle TV. It's 6 a.m. here at Camellia, Aklan in the Philippines, and I'm going on my morning walk. A viewer had asked me regarding getting cash here in the Philippines. His name is Paul. I actually did a video regarding banking in the Philippines, so I'll put that on the description box of this video, that link. But here in the Philippines, your American ATM cards, they do work here in the Philippines. But depending on the bank that you use it here, they could charge you the range of like $4 per transaction. So keep that in mind. Also, the banks here for the ATMs, they have limits on what you can withdraw depending on the bank. Some banks have like 10,000 pesos, about $200, and some banks has 50,000 pesos, close to $1,000. So another thing to keep in mind. What I recommend is before you get here is open one of those money transfer accounts like Remitly or Zoom. There's plenty of them online. Open one of those. That way, when you get here, you can send money to yourself, and then you can pick it up here. They have pickup stations here at the mall or at Palawan, the money transfer pickup places. This morning, my topic is gonna be patience is a must here in the Philippines. Either when you come here on vacation or whether you come here for retirement, patience is a must. And this video, I'm not trying to bash the Philippines. I've been retired here now for 12 years and I love it here. This is my forever home. I'm never gonna leave the Philippines. But I wanted to do this video for people visiting the Philippines, foreigners that might not be aware of this. That way it would help them to lessen the stress level when they get here, because the Philippines can get very stressful and frustrating, especially for foreigners that I've seen here, because they're just not used to the way things work here in the Philippines. I got the idea on doing this video because of my MRI test. Just give you an example. I had my MRI test November 8th in Medical City in Iloilo. And it's now the 29th of November. So 3 weeks, it's been 3 weeks already, and I still don't have the result. When I had the MRI test done November 8th, the technician told me it's probably gonna take about a week to get the results, which on my part, I thought, well, if they say 1 week, it's probably gonna take at least 2. So I was fine with that. I've been here, you know, I know how things work here in the Philippines. And the TRICARE lady over at Medical City Iloilo, she is so nice. She's always like going above and beyond for me when I had my chemo treatments this past year. So I've gotten great service at the Medical City Iloilo. This is probably just a one-off. There's something going on with their radiology department and they just can't get the results to me. I've already had to cancel 2 of my oncologist appointments, and I have an appointment again this coming Saturday, December 2. So I'm just hoping that I get my results, my MRI results, before this Saturday. That way I can finally see my oncologist. One of the things that frustrates a lot of foreigners when they come here to the Philippines is the airlines here in the Philippines, especially if they're flying in to Manila. Manila is probably one of the most congested airports in the world. It's just everything flies into Manila. And the government here in the Philippines, they have tried to lessen the load of Manila airport. I know since Clark Airport in Angeles City opened, they have flights there, but it just hasn't been enough. You know, it's like the flights into Manila, most people end up coming through Manila. And a lot of times when you come to Manila, you're gonna be delayed. What I recommend is it's less congested if you fly into Cebu than if you fly into Manila. You'll have better chances of not being delayed, especially if you have another domestic flight when you get to Manila or Cebu. If you have a connecting flight or you have another flight that you have to catch domestic, like let's say you're going to Dumaguete or something. What I also recommend is if you're flying into Manila, try to fly like me. I haven't flown a lot, but when I have flown, I try to fly Philippine Airlines because Philippine Airlines, their international flights and their domestic flights is in one airport. When you get to Manila, you don't have to leave the airport to catch your domestic flight. Like for me, to catch my domestic flight to Calibo. When you fly in using other airlines, you'll land at the international airport in Manila, and then you'll have to transfer to the domestic airport. They do have shuttles that will take you, but again, if you have a lot of suitcases, you know, I know a lot of people sometimes come here, the balikbayans, when they come here, they have a lot of balikbayan boxes. That could be challenging, moving all your personal belongings from the international airport. You have to like get all your luggage, go outside the airport, catch the domestic shuttle to take you to your domestic flight. So that could be challenging. So that's why I've always tried to fly Philippine Airlines, because you're at one airport. Just Dazzle and I's experience, every time we had to fly from Manila to Calibo or Manila to Caticlan, we've always been delayed, and we already expect that. That's why we don't get stressed. You know, we get there early, we check in, we just bring our iPad or, you know, things to read. You know, that saves us the stress of like being delayed at the airport. Another thing that you might not be used to is going to the grocery lines here in the Philippines. The lines for the grocery checkout here seems to be long. That's just the way it is. It's like long lines, and then they'll only have a few cashiers open. Kind of similar to in the US with Walmart. You know how Walmart, you know, you got all these people at Walmart and you only have like 2-3 cashiers open. It's the same problem here in the Philippines. Also, a lot of the groceries here won't even have like if you have like, let's say 5 items or less, you know, they don't even have a line for that. You know, I know in the US, if you only have 5 items or less, it's called the express checkout. They don't have that here. I haven't seen many of them. So just keep that in mind. Also, they don't have self-checkout cashiers here where you can check out yourself and use your ATM card or debit card or credit card. They don't have that here. So you have to go through a cashier line with a person. Another thing that I've noticed is the plastic bags. You know, a lot of times they don't have plastic bags anymore to pack your groceries. They pack it in like a brown bag, And the brown bag they have here is not the same brown bag that we have in the United States. Like, I used to bag groceries in the US, so I know our bags were sturdier, and you know, you can double bag it and really protect the groceries. Here, the bags are super flimsy, and they have a tendency, they'll pack it with a lot of stuff, and then when you carry it, you know, it'll rip, and you'll have a hard time when you're walking out the grocery or trying to get the grocery home. Our recommendation, Dazzle and I, what we do is we have the eco bags. You know, most groceries will sell you their eco bags, so we just have eco bags to carry our groceries. Another place where you would need patience is if you actually have to go to a bank and get money inside the bank or have a transaction inside the bank. When you go to the banks here, there's gonna be a long queue. It's gonna take you a while in the bank. When you go inside the bank, you'll see the inside of the bank will be packed. A lot of times there'll be a line out the door. You know, it's like of people trying to get in the bank. So like, I've gone to the bank where you walk in there and you get a number like 60 and they're helping number 5, you know. And again, they don't have many tellers. You would be lucky if you see 2 tellers at a bank here. So just keep that in mind. That way it doesn't stress you when you go to the bank and you're going, what's going on? And a lot of times the ATMs here, especially here in the province, the ATMs here are notorious to be offline. They don't even work. So just keep that in mind. That way, when you go to the bank and get your money, try to get as much money as you can. So that would limit your visit to the bank. One of the places where people get frustrated here a lot is the LTO, the Land Transportation Office, or the version of Department of Motor Vehicle here in the Philippines. Like for me here in Aklan, it's actually improved. You know, I would have to give that applaud the LGU here in Aklan, because like my last car registration, I did a video on that, and it took a little over an hour, where that could take me all day before. So that's good. But getting a driver's license, that's another issue. That takes time here, because again, a lot of times their computer system is offline, and when it's offline, there's really nothing you can do about that. And then also, again, they normally, like here in Kalibo, they only have one cashier, and they're helping hundreds of people every day. So if you can imagine, everybody has to pay something when they visit the LTO. It's gonna be a wait, and they don't really have a number system, so they'll just call off your name, and you really have to listen to your name, because if you miss it, they won't repeat it. So, you know, so you have to really pay attention when they start calling out names. Parking is becoming a problem pretty much anywhere, like even here in Aklan province. You know, it's like we live in a little small town here in Mancha. When Dazzle and I, when we go to Kalibo, and Kalibo's not even a city, Kalibo's just a bigger town. Parking is a problem in Kalibo. You know, it's like we normally, what we'll do is we'll park at City Mall, and if we have to do some running around in Kalibo, we would just take a public tricycle. That way we don't have to worry about parking our car, because there's not a lot of parking in the streets of Kalibo. Same thing when Dazzle and I, when we go to Iloilo City. When we go there, we parked our car at SM City Iloilo because they have a large parking area at the mall. But once you leave the mall, like if you have to go to like the downtown area of Iloilo, or even the hospital where I get treatment at Medical City Iloilo, there is just no parking. So what we end up doing is we park our car at SM City Iloilo, and then we take a taxi wherever we need to go in Iloilo City. The good thing is the taxis in Iloilo City doesn't cost much, and they're on a meter, so you're paying the correct amount. When you're traveling here in the Philippines and you have to catch a bus, or you have to catch one of those ferries at one of the ports here in the Philippines, the problem that you're gonna run into is a lot of times those buses or ferries, they don't really have a schedule that they follow. There is not a place online where you can check the bus schedule or the ferry schedule. And a lot of times if there is, you know, it's not going to be accurate. So a lot of times what you really need to do is actually go to the bus station or at the port to get your ticket. There's not even a place online where you can book a ticket, or there's not a number you can call and ask for the time. You know, here you just have to go to the bus station or you have to go to the port. And when you do go to those bus station and on those ports, it's gonna be hectic. There's gonna be a long line. It's probably something that you've never seen before, you know, so just be ready for that, you know, that way it doesn't stress you out. What I recommend is when you travel here using the bus or using the ferries, travel light. Don't carry a lot of suitcases, you know, travel with a bigger backpack or something with wheels, and pack light. That way it's easier to travel on those buses and those ferries when you don't have so many suitcases. The last thing that requires a lot of patience here in the Philippines is driving. When you have to drive here, don't think that you'll come here if you've never been to the Philippines. Oh, I'll just get there in the Philippines and I'm gonna rent a car and I'm good to go. It's just not that easy here in the Philippines, especially like a place like Manila. If you've never driven in Manila, I would not recommend it. I've been driving here now for about close to 9 years. I've been driving here in the Philippines. I didn't get a car when I first got here. It took me a few years before I was brave enough to get a driver's license here and a car to drive. But even myself, I would never drive in Manila. It's just that crazy. You know, it's like here in Aklan I can drive because we don't have that kind of traffic that they have in Manila. It's I feel safer driving here in the province. I actually enjoy driving here. Even my friend Brian, he came here from Houston, Texas, with his wife Gloria. They're trying out the Calibo. They're trying out the area for a year. They've been here, I think they've been here 8 months already. They've been here a while already, but he bought a car and he's driving, and he's able to drive here in Aklan province. But he did tell me when he goes to Iloilo City, he's a lot more careful. He tries to limit the driving that he has to do when he's in the city. It's just the driving here in the city is just hectic, congested. You'll hear a lot of honking. People use their horn, and people just don't have a lot of patience here in the city. So just keep that in mind. Don't think that you can come here and just rent a car and I'll be on the road. It just doesn't work like that. Looks like another rainy day here coming up here in Numancia, Aklan in the Philippines. I can see some clouds, and that's why I always carry my rain jacket. Thank you everyone for continuing to watch our channel. Dazzle and I really appreciate it. I know there's lots of channels out there to watch, and hopefully we can bring some entertainment in your life, and hopefully we're bringing in good information to help you in your decision to visit the Philippines. Thank you for watching.
We'll see you in the next video.